I purposefully made myself fail, but it was the best decision ever. And I'm going to share with you why today inside it. But just before you think I've gone crazy, I'm going to give you some context, and today is going to serve as a wonderful life lesson for you. So be sure to pay close attention. And also at the end of today's video, I've got a bit of an embarrassing video that I was a bit reluctant about sharing, but I want to be vulnerable and be real with you because I want you to basically be more real with the world. So I want to lead by example. Is that fair enough, by the way? And you'll soon see why in a moment. Okay, now just to put everything to context in terms of why I decided to quit YouTube for 30 days and how it ended up changing my life. I started this journey of sharing my message online back in Success Insider was born July 2015. And I was uploading videos back then and it was so hard. I come from an introverted background. I was bullied so much when I was growing up. So I was always shy of speaking my truth, always trying to fit in and never stand out. So it was a lot of resistance, but I kept on doing it for others, kept on doing it for you, showing up. And in 2016, I went all in. Every single week, one video, every single week, without fail. At the end of that year, it was just like, literally, it was like without fail, did it every week. And then 2017 came up, and then I started doing twice per week, and things were really looking up. We ended up reaching millions of people around the world, millions of people, and was receiving all these thank you letters. It felt incredible. 2018, I was doing 3 videos per week, and I was just like, this is crazy, right? And then 2019 came around, and that's when things took turn for the worse, or at least I thought back then it was turn for the worse. Out of the blue, I began to lack clarity. And this was back in January 2019. And I began to ask myself questions that my coaches were constantly asking me when we was going through personal development work. And they're asking me, Tim, are you truly happy about what you're doing right now? And back in the days, I would have said, of course. But when I was asked that question from one of my coaches, I couldn't help but feel deep inside, because I'd created so much regiment schedule in terms of publishing these uploads constantly, I almost lost that flair and that spark I used to have in terms of publishing YouTube content. So the answer was no. And it was during this phase that I began to feel almost down because I was impacting so many people around the world, but I began to lose that spark, that joy, because I had to just keep showing up on demand when, for example, I didn't have anything to share as a message. Almost became a chore. And this is why in 2019, my upload schedules were a little bit all over the place. And that's why when I was in Thailand back in December, I was running my once a year breakthrough retreat with my mentees who were flying out from around the world. After we wrapped up that retreat, World Class Achievers Retreat, I had the space and time to really think and ponder. And I made a commitment to myself that 2020, January, I just want to step back from everything in terms of the YouTube stuff and just really step back and not be busy in my life, but work on my life. Essentially, I wanted to invite chaos back into my life. You know, most people are avoiding chaos, avoiding mess, but realize the times you grow in your life is when you are facing chaos. And from chaos comes a new and often better order. And what's got you to here is not going to get you to there. And so that's why I knew I had to create an absolute mess of myself this month. I had to do things that I've never done before. I had to focus on things that I never focused on before. I literally created mess, right? It's almost like if you've ever remember from childhood receiving a Lego box, you open the Lego box, the blocks are all over the place. It's a mess. But then you got to put it back into the structured order, right? Like we got to do that at different series of our life. If we want to reinvent ourselves, we're going to invite that mess back in, right? To create a new structure, if that makes sense. And so this month, like I didn't upload anything. In fact, the only uploads I did this month were from videos that was recorded back in December when I was in Thailand, Koh Samui. This is my first time. I'm literally sat in the studio recording this video specifically for YouTube, you guys, essentially. And it feels just unreal. It feels like I've grown so much this month, had so much time to reflect in terms of where we're really trying to get to, had time to focus on expanding our team, Success Inside team, so we can impact more people out there, have more time to focus on our community members, onboard Life Mastery Achievers and so forth. It's been life-changing. And that's why I just wanted to quickly share this story with you, to firstly also give you a glimpse in terms of what's been happening behind the scenes. I've been receiving comments from you guys, Tim, is everything okay? Notice you haven't been uploading. This is what's been happening. I've been exploring. At the same time, we've been just changing the ways we're impacting people in terms of how can we broaden our reach, and we realized there are other avenues that we can actually broaden our reach. And the only reason I was able to think of these creative ideas was because I truly took a step back from life and almost broke my habits I created over many, many years, made myself fail, like purposefully, but it was the best lesson ever, right? That's why I want to ask you this question right now. When's the last time you were truly taking a step back from life, whereby you're not in your life, you're working on your life? When's the last time you truly just like stopped everything that's happening in your life and just really observed, where am I trying to get myself to? Because I really invite you to do it as soon as possible. Break the habits, for example, you being upkeeping. Purposefully break it. Because by inviting the new into your life, you're going to begin to create a new and often better order in your life. And so that's the message I want to pay forward to you. And with that said, I want to share with you a bit of an embarrassing video. It's a blooper reel from December. And the reason why is because never compare your life to somebody's online control content. That was a mistake that I was making at the beginning of this journey. Seeing all these pictures on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, you name it. Remember, behind all those filters, behind all those fancy cuts on videos and so forth, there is the real situation of what's really happening, which is plenty of failures, plenty of hiccups, plenty of mistakes. So I want to share with you this video, which shows a lot of the mistakes I was making back in December when I was filming the videos. Would be better sound than this. Okay, anyways. Oh shit! It actually did smell. Yeah. One of the many questions we often get asked from you guys is when I remember I once read this great quote: "You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only option." I once read this great quote: until you know, oh, wait. Now, to do a lot of the hard work, step number 3, 2, 1. Okay, so welcome to step number 2. Here's something important. Hey, it's Tim Mahan here from Success Insider, and just want to say thank you so much for attending the Masterclass with me titled The 3 Secrets to Reinvent Yourself. I literally got water dripping on this inside, and just want to say thank you so much for attending the live. Hey, it's Tim Han here from Success. See the toilet? No? All right. Oh, hey, I just want to say firstly, thank you so much for sticking. Sorry. The lifetime membership to LMA. Shit. To actually be able to change yourself. Retake. Thank you so much for registering. I got the words roughly screwed up, by the way. Is there like a fly on my face?